2019, the last year of the 3-hour papers. So let's see. Indicate whether the following are true or false. And they always, you guys, I say again, go back to that intros that I did for you right at the start. It works in threes. Your expenses work in threes. Factory, admin, sales and distribution. Your stock works in threes. Raw, work in process, final. Your expenses for material and labor works into direct and indirect. And they test this. So now, wages of factory cleaners is indirect. So this is false. It's a factory overhead. Delivery costs of finished goods to retailers is a selling and distribution. That's true. Depreciation on office equipment. Office is always admin, so this is true. Complete the factory overhead cost note. Okay, so they already did the indirect labor and the depreciation. Remember, never forget about your indirect material. What is indirect material? Consumables. No. Okay, so now let's see what they gave me. So they gave me here, are we working with what? It's the factory overhead for desks. Okay. So, I can't fall. So here we go. Desks. I see indirect labor. It's already there. Let me just move this up. Okay. Depreciation is already there. Advertising. If you put it in, it will be minus F. It's a foreign item because it's sales and distribution. It's not factory. Water and electricity. So you go put it in 248. But there's an adjustment. They say water and electricity for February. Ne? 18,000 must be taken into account. So meaning accrued expense. I want you guys to remember this. Adjustment before ratio. In the alphabet, A comes before R. So you do all your adjustments. You do all your adjustments. Once all your adjustments is done, then you ratio. Okay. You don't ratio the adjustment and then add. No. So what's the adjustment? It's an accrued expense. So it's 18,000. And then I ratio. You get it? So that's going to be what? 266 times 80% gives me. You will not be able to do it out of your head, so use your calculator.
No, wait, I'm kind of...
Say again, baby. 800. Next one.
May I have a question?
Yes. Okay. If you look at the things they give you, do you see they say water and electricity? Meaning this is the total water and electricity expense for the business.
But I'm confused by, you see the insurance, they say, oh, allocate to this. So if they give the specific one.
Yes. So if it said there, factory water and electricity, then you would know that was only for the factory. Okay. Everybody sharp?
Yes.
Next one, rent expense. Rent, they tell me it's 345. 600. And now if I read, they say rent must be allocated according to the floor area. Now, this isn't maths. You don't need to go find the smallest common denominator or what do you call it? You don't need to do that. Okay? So you're literally going to add them. The factory wants 810. And what's the total? 810 plus 180 plus 90 gives me 1080. You write it like that. Please don't go and divide it by 2, and then by another 2, and then by 2, till you get to the smallest one. It's not necessary. Okay, so what do I get?
259,200.
Okay. Next one. Next one, insurance. But now this insurance is a sneaky one, because they tell you this is what's allocated to sales. What do we want it allocated to? Factory. So now they say 75% of insurance must be allocated to the factory. The balance applies to the sales. So we're going to do UK. Ne? How do I do UK? UK, I want 75%, but I have 25. Or you can go and you can say, okay, 12,600 times 100 over 25 to get to the full total, and then times 75 over 100. Okay, what do I get?
37,800.
Don't shout. Next one, factory sundry expenses, and there's nothing else. Sundry, and can you see? Now, they play a trick on your mind. Can you see there's a line open? So now all of you think, oh, I should have put the advertising in. And then you go put advertising in and you lose a mark. Don't fall for that trick. Okay? So let's total. Say again. Thank you. Here we go. Next one. Calculate the total cost of production of finished goods. Can you see that this is your production cost statement? Because what's your production cost statement? It is Norse. Direct material, direct labor gives me prime cost plus factory overheads plus work in process less work in process equals what? Cost of production of finished goods. You guys see that? So, but now they ask it as a calculation, so I just figure everything. And you can actually, if it's easier for you, go draw a T account for work in process. Okay, so now what do I want? The direct material cost. So where do they give me stuff? They give me direct material. What are we busy with? Desks, no. They give me here the direct material cost is 3060. They give me the direct labor as a question mark. So that means there must be information. Ne? Can you see it's a question mark? But they give me the per unit. Do they give me the units produced? Yes, there, 9,000. You see? So they didn't give anything else. So I literally going to say 160 unit price times 9,000 units, and that gives me what?
1440 summation.
Okay? Am I going to draw a line and add it for prime cost? No. Why would I want to do extra stuff? They just want in the end the answer. This isn't a formal thing. So now I want to add factory overheads, which is just that. Can you see already a bagel? Now I want to add work in process. Is there a work in process somewhere? Did they give me any work in process? What did they say here at the start? Is it the same factory? Desks and chairs. Is it the same thing? Yeah. So they say, do they say anything work in process? Ah, yes. Yeah. There is no work in process. So I'm just going to total that, and it's going to give me, everybody happy? Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry for moving the stuff. If I were you, I would have been so dizzy by now. Stop. Okay. Sigle wants to produce an additional 1,500 desks.
You're doing something so bad.
What did I do?
Reading on the
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going back. Okay. What did we do? Sigle wants to produce an additional 1,500 desks while maintaining the selling price and costs. Calculate the additional profit he can expect. Oh my word. Let's have a look. What do we have? If I look at this is still desks, ne? So they told me my selling price was 750, ne? Now can you see what they're doing here? They are testing your break-even point.
Yeah.
Because I know it's the total fixed cost over selling price per unit less variable cost per unit. What do I know? Once I've had enough contributions here, the total fixed cost does not exist anymore. Ne? You understand the concept?
Yeah.
Because, let's do that again. Water and electricity is a fixed cost. I come into the class, I switch on the light, I switch on the DLP, I switch on the computer. I have 2 learners in my class that arrived today. Tomorrow, I come in, I switch on the light, I switch on the DLP, I switch on the computer. I have 70 learners in the class. Am I going to pay more electricity? No, my fixed cost is most fixed. It's not influenced by the units produced. And because they are saying here, he wants to sell an additional 1,500 while maintaining the selling price and costs. And if I look here, can you see he is already making a profit? So, meaning his fixed cost is covered. You can't make a profit if you didn't break even. So he already broke even. And what is it if you break even? It means my total fixed cost is covered. Okay? So now it means the difference between my selling price per unit and my variable cost per unit, ne, is no longer going to cover my fixed cost. It's now going to go into my pocket as profit. So what is this? 70. And he's going to produce the extra 1,500. So what's his extra profit? Happiness. I want you guys for manufacturing to get as close as possible to full marks. Because I want you to do well. Can you see here? 40 marks. It's almost a third of the paper. Okay. Now, let's go on. So are we done with the desks? Yes, thank goodness. Let's do chairs. Provide a calculation to confirm the break-even point for 2019. So, I turn the page. So the calculation I'm going to take, now we're busy with chairs, ne? Don't use desks. So I take the total fixed cost. Do they give me the total fixed costs for chairs? How on earth am I going to do that if they don't give me the total fixed cost? Can you stop talking? Thank you. Okay, let's see. They give me the fixed cost and they give me the units. Okay? So you're going to have to calculate it. Can you see that your total fixed cost is going to be the factory overheads and the admin? Remember, variable cost is direct material, direct labor, selling and distribution, the 3 Ds. Fixed cost is the factory overheads and the admin. Okay, so now I need to add those two. Can you see it's going to be 96, not 76, times the units produced, 16,000, because I want the total fixed cost, over what is my selling price per unit, 390. What is my variable cost per unit? And now you need to go and see, they did total it for you. There it is, 305. You see? A little bit of a bigger calculation. So now, 96 times 16,000 gives me 1. Do we have an extra?
Where do we have
Teachers love my chairs. Oh, and that's recorded. Oops. Okay, here we go. Can you see? Is everybody with me? Because I know I'm talking fast. You guys with me? So what's the top? And the bottom? And does it give you the break even of 18,071? Okay. So it's literally going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one. Can you see how good I get? I'm going back to the question paper every time. Comment on the break-even point and production level achieved. Once again, you're not going to quote them separately. You're going to quote the profit and loss. So we say last year. So you say in 2018, they made profit on 2,600 units. You all see how to do this, Okay. 2019 made loss on how many units? Because look at this. Can you see? That was a profit.
2,000.
Yeah, it's a loss. They produced less than what they needed. 2,000?
700.
Okay. And this is 28 February 2019. So it's still not, you can't give COVID as a reason, because COVID only happened 2020. So this is something to do with their production. There's a problem with the production. Okay, so now they say raw material consists of wood only. Okay, which is, now you say, but don't they need like nails to force it? But what they actually do is they make nails with wood to go in. So yes, it's possible. The cost is 120 Rand per square meter, and 1.2 square meters is needed for one chair. During the year, 22,000 meters was dispatched to the factory. Siegler feels that the wood raw material was not well controlled. Now remember, the raw material is like your stock. It's your trade. You're going to do it the same as trading stock. What are you? And the same as with inventory when stock goes missing. You're going to calculate how much is available to issue. Then you're going to see how much was issued. Then you're going to look what is the closing stock supposed to be, and you're going to compare it to what it is. Okay, so now let's have a look. If I look at this, they don't give me raw material here. Okay, wait, let me just go back. So we issued 22,000 square meters. So if I look, yeah, but that one is for me personally, I think that is the work in process one for wastage. But let's do that one because I don't see enough information for opening plus closing. Let's just see. Let's just see. Yeah, they don't give me units here. Can you see? They don't give me units. So, what I am going to do is I'm going to do the wastage one here. Because that's the only option that's left for me. And what's the wastage one? I'm going to see how many did I produce. I produced 16,000. 16,000 at 1.2 meters gives me what? 19,200. And they tell me we issued 22,000. Is that right? So that means we issued how many too much? 5? Emmanuel, how much too much? 2.8. So that for me is wastage. It's not stolen.
Okay, so how do we do the stolen one if we're not given?
The stolen, we can't do the stolen one with the info they gave us. If we were given information, it would be the same as with inventory. I would say opening plus purchases, less returns, less sales, gives me the closing, and I would compare it to the closing they give me. Yeah, but this one is inside the work in process. Because if you look at this, what happened is you needed 19,200 to make the chairs that we made. But they used 22,000. So it could be, what the other scenario could be is that they issued it, but they stole it. So instead of, it didn't even go into the factory to be made into chairs, it went into my bakkie to my house. You get what I'm saying? I went, because now you have to think practically, logistics. If you go and get wood, are you going to carry it? Are you going to carry 22,000 square meters of wood? Are you going to carry it? No, you're going to have this very big truck. So, obviously, they had to go from the factory, drive to the storage, and it means maybe the storage isn't even on the premises. Even if it is on the premises, it might be far away. It gets loaded, and then in between from there to the factory, somewhere they unload it into another truck, they sell it to someone else, put the money in their pocket. That's the way they can steal it. Okay, how will they improve internal control there? Okay, so with this calculation, what I did, please stop talking, is they said to me, I produced 16,000 chairs. Okay, and if I read here, they tell me it takes 1.2 meters per chair. So in other words, I used 19,200 meters. Right. Now if you look here at the top, they say there's no work in process. Meaning there's nothing left. They used up everything that was issued. You get what I say? But how much did I issue? Can you see I'm supposed to issue 19,200. If there was no wastage, nothing was wrong. But what happened? They issued 22,000. So in other words, what I'm saying to you, for you to make one chair, you need 1.2 meters of wood. But I gave you 5 meters. So what happened to the other meters that wasn't made into chairs? It was either stolen, or you made so many mistakes that you had to make the chair 3 times.
How much is that?
Does that make sense?
No.
Still not. I don't understand. Then did. What Napo did is he just did it the other way around. He said, okay, we issued 22,000 meters. It takes 1.2, so they're supposed to make how many chairs?
So it's supposed to make 26,400.
26,400. But they only made 16, right? So that means there's 10,400 chairs that never got made. And if you divide that by 120, you will see how many meters. Is that what you do?
22,000 divided by 120 is 26.
Okay, you're supposed to be making. Okay, so, sorry, ne? So, I don't have space. I'm going to do it here. So, he's supposed to have made 18,334. But he only made 16. Ne? Is that what you did? Okay. So, then it means there is 2,334 chairs that wasn't made. And that's 1.2 meters per chair. And then you'll also get 2.8. Does that make more sense? Okay. Is everybody sharp? I know I speak fast, but if I speak slow, I'm going to fall asleep. So you guys must stop me if you don't get it. Yes.
Since you say that
They say it's stolen, so that, remember what I said. It can be stolen or it can be wastage. If it's stolen, it was stolen on the way from,
while being dispatched.
because it was, so what this guy did, remember you have a storage manager, and he has a logbook. And in the logbook he says what he issues, what he dispatches, right? So he dispatched 22. But from the 22, only 19 made it to where they are making the chairs. The others made it somewhere else. Yes. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So he's working, he goes, ne? So the guy having in charge of the storage with the logbook, he logged out 22,000.
No, that's not what she said.
That's exactly what she's saying. Listen. So he might be aware or he might be unaware. But according to his books, he locked out 22,000. Meaning, the guy who come to fetch it, ne?
No, I'm saying, as a worker, I'll say I want to make a chair today, but I take too much, and I take one in my bag each day. I do that.
Exactly. So what's happening? There's different scenarios, ne? It could be someone. It could be the manager itself that steals it. It could be the worker that steals it. It could be the worker that steals it on the way to the thing. There's different scenarios. But the fact is the books say, ne, we issued 22,000. But the chairs say we issued 19,200. So the difference is somewhere. That's, in other words, my internal control is that I'm going to compare the stock that was issued and I'm going to compare it to my finished goods and how much I needed to make those finished goods. And the difference is my deficit. Does that make sense? Okay. Now I want to sneeze. Identify two possible causes, and I know I'm doing it. Identify two possible causes for this problem and give a solution to each. So, the first one, what can it be? Theft. So, what's your solution? Have a logbook. Logbook.
Of the stock coming out of the car.
To show stock issued.
It was issued.
Yeah.
Showed that it was issued.
Yes.
Because that's what happened.
And that's how we picked up that it was stolen.
But then
Because that's what we did.
So
Yeah.
we can repeat what.
So we must do it again.
The thing, oh, okay, I get what you say. Okay, so what would you say? Have a manager. You can have a manager. You guys? So What she's saying is I can't say have a logbook because that's what they were doing and the stock was stolen. But how do you know they had it? They don't say that they had a logbook.
But you said.
I said, I know. Okay, so I think they will mark logbook, but what else can you say? They can search the workers, but the workers aren't going to carry 1.2 meters of wood in their pocket.
Maybe
So all the vehicles, you can search vehicles. So what you can say here is search vehicles when they exit.
yes.
Ne? So that is when you go past the security guard and he asks you to open your boot. So the 1.2 meter is not going to fit into your boot. You're obviously going to have a bakkie. So they're going to lift the, look in the back of the bakkie or whatever. Right? You get what I'm saying? What else? What is the other reason? So we already said theft. We can, never mind waste, we can say bad quality. Bad quality wood. So when they took the wood, it was full of worms. Can they use it? No. So they had to throw it away before they even went to the factory. You see? Okay, so what are you going to do about bad quality wood? Change supplier. Okay, buy better quality wood. Make sure, check the wood when it is delivered. Don't let the wood, make sure that your storage is well isolated, that it doesn't get damp. Can you guys see that basically with this? If you sound like you are logic, you get your mark. Okay, give 2 reasons for the increase in direct labor cost and give a solution for each. Note that wages and salaries increased by 5% in the current year. Now, obviously, I would say solution, you're not going to say inflation. This is equal to inflation. Nee? But remember, this is not about the salary increase. What is this about? This is about the labor cost for each product. This isn't about the salary increase. So what are you going to say? Overtime? Nee? And your solution is going to be train workers? Or, you know what you also can do, is you can work shifts. Work shifts is the best solution for overtime because your people work 8-hour shifts for 5 days. But the factory never closes. So they run through the night, 24 hours. Ne? Can you see you're never in your life going to pay overtime? Because people only work 40 hours a week. But it never stops. Okay? The other one could be untrained workers, or you can say ineffective workers or unproductive workers, and you're going to put them on the train.
Do we need big words?
Yeah. Because you're from our school and they're going to see you from our school.
Have you ever marked the paper and you knew that this was one of the learners?
No. When it was just scripts,